Now every truck stop has a story that nobody quite believes, but this one came from Arkansas, from a driver called Big Steve. He swore a big orangutan could shift to 13 speed, and if you ever saw that ape drive, you'd know he was born to lead. Big Steve hauled produce from Florida to Tennessee, with an orange-haired companion named old Bobo riding free. Bobo watched him work the clutch, he watched him grab each gear, and every time that diesel roared, that ape would grin from ear to ear. One night outside of Little Rock, Steve stopped to check a tire, but the parking brake came loose somehow, that rig began to fly. Bobo jumped behind the wheel and pulled it toward the road, then mashed that clutch and found a gear, and saved the whole darn load. He was a truck driving orangutan, the king of the interstate, with two big hands upon the wheel and bananas in his crate. He could back a trailer straight and true and float each gear just right. That truck driving orangutan kept the hammer down all night. Steve climbed through the passenger door and nearly lost his breath. Bobo had that big rig rolling like a driver with finesse. He checked both mirrors carefully, then gave the horn a blast, and pulled that loaded reefer right on up through the traffic fast. The smoky on the overpass looked down and rubbed his eyes. He saw an ape behind the wheel in overalls and ties. He called ahead on channel 19, "You boys won't understand. There's a Peterbilt approaching and it ain't being driven by a man." Breaker 19 northbound Pete, who's holding that left lane? This is Bobo hauling produce, got 6 tons of melons. Well, mercy me, you hairy hand, you better ease her down. Bobo grabbed the microphone and said, "Ook, ook," then rolled out of town. At every stop from Memphis to the hills of Caroline, drivers gathered round that Peterbilt to see that ape of mine. He signed their hats with fingerprints, drank coffee from a cup, and when somebody hollered "Bobo," both his hairy thumbs went up. He never missed a way station, never been a single rule, and back between 2 trailers like he trained in trucking school. He kept a Bible on the dash, a logbook by his seat, and peeled himself a banana every 100 miles to eat. He was the truck driving orangutan, the king of the interstate, with 2 big hands upon the wheel and bananas in his crate. He could back a trailer straight and true and float each gear just right. That truck driving orangutan kept the hammer down all night. Then high atop Black Mountain, in a pounding winter storm, they heard a school bus calling, "My brakes won't hold much more." Steve was weak with fever, so Bobo took command, then guided that old Peterbilt with a steady, hairy hand. He pulled ahead and slowed her down, let the trailer block the gale, then led that bus to safety down a snowbound mountain trail. When 20 children climbed aboard to thank him for the ride, Bobo hugged them one by one, while old Steve stood there and cried. The governor gave Bobo a golden set of keys, and every trucking company begged him, "Come drive for me." But But Bobo stayed with Big Steve. No fortune could compare to rolling down the highway with his best friend riding there. He was a truck driving orangutan, a legend of the road, with courage in his mighty heart and produce in his load. He could climb the steepest mountain and drive through rain or snow. That truck driving orangutan was the finest hand to know. Yes, the truck driving orangutan made every diesel sing. Big Steve may have owned the Peterbilt, but Bobo was the king. Some say Bobo finally retired to a little place down south, with a chrome-plated rocking chair and a corncob pipe in his mouth. But late at night on Channel 19, drivers still claim they can hear "Woke up breaker 19, this is Bobo, grab me another gear."